So I posted a video about Adriana about 10 minutes ago, and who commented on it but the Doubleday hotel owner? Get a life, it's not murder, she drowned, watch and see. So thank you for your comment, son. What about Sadiq Juman? Did he just drown as well? You have a history of trying to take people's lives and then placing them back into water, don't you? We know that killers' MO tends to be the same. And Adriana unfortunately died at your hotel and then was placed back into that water. There is photos of you next to that pool, staring at Adriana. I'll show you. You know the one you say isn't you? This is you on the left, staring at children in the pool, filming them. Remember? It was at 1:29. Within 10 minutes, Adriana was already gone inside your hotel. You, sir, you can comment on my videos all you like. You belong in prison. The fact that you look at your children every night in the eyes, well, you know exactly what you did to Adriana. And to be fair, the demons are already showing you your behaviour, because I saw you giving that statement the other day. Your life is falling apart. Everything you ever had is now in rubbles, including your spirit. You had a white tongue. You could hardly form a sentence. And the whole world mocked you as you gave that really shitty statement. And go back to what you said in your own words. You said that Adriana went missing around 2:30 and you didn't get back to the hotel until 12:15. Which puts you just where we thought you were, right? At the side of the pool, watching and waiting for your pal Stefan to hand over the child you'd pay for. Hi guys, so I'm just going to make a very quick statement about the Adriana case and my involvement in it, and then I'm going to just move on. These people can do whatever they want, keep holding lives, using my name for clout, do whatever you need to do, but let me just tell you something. What happened to Adriana Younge was one of the greatest injustices I've ever seen. The level of corruption and brutality that exists in Guyana right now, help is needed. And, you know, I was asked originally by Sir Brian, just make Adriana's case global, just make sure everyone knows her name, and help us get awareness. And that's exactly what I feel like I've stepped up to do. Now, every single person who is asking for justice for Adriana, if we're all doing it in unison, we will be so loud and we will guarantee that this little girl gets justice. However, the noise in the background, these constant lives, the judging of this white woman from the UK who's getting involved. Every single person who wants justice for Adriana, if that's what you truly desire, trying to discredit me is discrediting justice for Adriana. That's what people need to understand. Now, I haven't got time to answer back to every single person who wants to try and tear me down over the last, God knows, 8 weeks now. I've only got time for justice. That's all I've got time for. I'm working on multiple cases. I'm trying to help several families. I want my time online, and when I'm using my voice, for it to be for positivity. And I just want to remind you all that Sir Brian and Amicia have both said together and separately that Adriana does not want to be used for war. She doesn't want to be used for bad. She was a peaceful, beautiful little girl who was full of love, and I choose to follow in her footsteps. Yeah, I'm just going to continue to keep spreading the love that Adriana showed so much of, and I'm going to keep covering her case, and I'm going to keep begging for justice for Adriana and highlighting all the facts in this case that are so corrupt. That's what I'm going to do. I love Guyana. I've come to love Guyana and the people of Guyana, like so many of you I've met, and I wouldn't change that any day. I will not keep apologising for being white. I'm not going to keep apologising for being from the UK. I'm not going to keep apologising for the fact I've never lived in Guyana. If you don't like me, block me, don't watch. But please, if you're going to fire up a live and you're going to, you know, use Adriana's name for anything, start asking for justice for Adriana. Start going through the facts of the case, highlighting all of the injustices and the brutality at the end of Adriana's life. But what you're doing right now is you're just taking away from this little girl, and I will not be a part of that.
Exclusive, there is a possibility that the FBI may be invited to oversee Adriana Younge's case.
Exciting and encouraging news for you. So take note, listen up. Persons that are in the call and the campaign for justice for Adriana, well, we have scored a victory today, because I was listening to the news last evening while I was at work. Hence I'm in this uniform, but don't worry about that. I just came home and I cannot wait to share this news with you guys, because I thought those of you who aren't aware, you need to be aware. So the investigation into the Adriana Younge case remains open. It continues. It is not closed. Remember that we were told about a month ago by the Guyana Police Force that the case in the Adrianna Younge case has been closed. Well, it is no longer closed. It seems that somebody has found some sense or has seen some sense or find some sense. So the case, the investigation continues, and this is not hearsay because it was reported on the Channel 2 News and the deputy commissioner was there giving an update. So it is not hearsay, it is the fact. So according to Wendell Blanham, who is the deputy commissioner of police and the crime chief for the Guyana Police Force, he has said that he has instructed the investigators in the Adrianna case to continue to further investigate, continue further investigation into evidence or any clues into the young girl's demise or young girl's disappearance or the case of Adrianna Younge. Then the case will be prepared and will be submitted to the DPP, which is the Department of Public Prosecution, for her to decide whether there is enough evidence for the case to go to court or for there to be prosecutions or person to be prosecuted, if it's homicide, if it's murder, whatever it is. So she will decide. So we're not out of the woods yet. We need to continue to pray because this is going to be the deciding factor whether or not we will see any prosecution in the case. But we are getting there. We're getting there. It is positive news. We are getting there. So, you know, the family of Adrianna Younge have been calling for an investigation into the murder or the unaliving or the death of Adrianna Younge under the suspicious circumstances, and now they're getting some answers. They have been calling for foreign investigators to come and to shed light or to investigate this situation. So this case has got international eyes, local and international eyes on it. So it would have been difficult for them to keep this case closed. But just think, just imagine, because the family have been calling for the investigation and for Scotland Yard, RMCP and the FBI to come and investigate, and the pressure is on. The pressure is on. Despite what we're seeing in the media, we know that all people involved, they're gonna be brought to justice. God is not sleeping. He doesn't sleep. He doesn't wear pajamas, and he always gives justice. He gives to everyone the just reward. So this case is still alive. But I would like to know, and I would like to know if, because this is happening, if the Guyana government will actually decide to bring in the FBI. It is a possibility, but can we hope? Because we're hoping and things are happening. We're hoping, we're praying and things are happening. But can we continue to hope? Can we continue to pray a bit more that the FBI come in and investigates the case so it can be an independent investigation and not the Guyana Police Force, because we know how corrupt they are. We've seen it. We've seen it from day one when this young girl was unalived. We've seen it, and we've seen the recent shenanigans that they were displaying, telling the family to go to court and all of this. But even listen to this also, the same deputy commissioner, crime chief, is saying that what Mr. Todd said is untrue because he was given the report of the autopsy in June. I can't remember the specific date, but I think it was a couple of days before the young girl's funeral. And now he is claiming that Mr. Todd, as he's heard that Mr. Todd has claimed that he hasn't got the report. So I don't know which report it was, because Mr. Todd he's also said that the doctor in America, Dr. Gary, has said that he is giving them another report which they don't know what report is on with the 3 signatures. So guys, but we have seen, who those of you who are keeping an eye on this case have seen the report that HAYLEY COMET put out there with the 3 signatures on it. The family report, we only received a signature with one a report with 1 signature on it. So that is why they're going to court. But Mr. Blanham is saying that Mr. Todd has already received the report. So let's see what is going to happen, because this is new development. And you know me, I am queen of the pack. People say that I like to talk and I keep my mouth in people things. I keep my mouth in things, yet I've been eating. But I am bringing you the information as it is, and it is true and it is factual. I am not bringing hearsay, and I am not bringing these things because I want to be in front of the camera, because I am as interested as you guys are out there who wants to see justice for this young girl. So this is the great, this is the exciting, and this is the positive way forward in the case and the fight for justice for Adriana. So guys, come along, continue to push for it, continue to pray that the case will get the go-ahead from the DPP, and we will be able to have a trial and prosecution of persons involved, because we know that this was not a drowning. It was not a drowning. It was a murder. It was a homicide. It was something, but it was not a drowning. So let's continue to hope. Thank you guys for listening to me. I am going to go to bed now, but don't forget, you can go check this out, because this is out there. You can check it out on Facebook, on Channel 2 News. They have the broadcast there. There's a few more things there also, but this was the main feature. So Adriana Young is going to have justice. Adriana Young is going to have justice. Justice is near. Guys, don't forget, like, share, post, reports, follow me, and comment in the comment section. I know some of you guys have been cussing me out badly, but you know what? I am not stopping. You can call me what you want, say what you want. As you can see, I'm still here. So continue, because the more you cuss me out, the more I'm encouraged to bring the facts, because the truth hurts and we don't like to hear the truth, but this is the truth, and this is what I wanted to bring to you guys. So like, share, post, follow me, and comment in the comment section. Peace out. Bye.
So let me tell you the whole story behind this AI picture and why it's so important. So when we were trying to clear up the picture on the left there, of the hotel owner stood taking pictures or video calling, speaking to someone on the phone, but he's staring at Adriana in the pool. This picture was taken at 1:29 p.m. on the day that Adriana went missing. One of my moderators, Ellie, who you'll all know, actually asked ChatGPT to actually unblur the picture, and they came back with a picture on the right which looks so similar to the Doubleday hotel owner that it gives you food for thought, right? Now, the reason it's important is because even though it's an AI picture and, you know, it's not evidence in any way, it also shows that ChatGPT has taken that picture, unblurred it, and given you their kind of version of what they think the picture would originally look like. But the fact that it's come back and looked like almost a twin to the Doubleday hotel owner is absolutely bizarre to me, and it is important. But the second thing we can see is that he was interviewed on Team Progress, knobheads, wearing exactly the same shirt as he is seen in Next to the Pool. And it's so important. The picture of him next to the pool, the one I just showed you on the left, is so important because just like everyone else in this case, he's trying to rewrite history and say he wasn't there, and we've got photographic evidence of him stood there. Not only stood there at the time that Adriana was missing from the pool to prove he was actually on site at the time, we can also prove he was watching Adriana. He was really aware that she was there. But people who have nothing to hide don't hide anything. And the fact that he is so desperate to distance himself from his own hotel at the time Adriana was missing tells us a lot.